This wine's cold. Good evening, everyone. Podcast time. I'm Dan.
I'm John.
Pete. There you go.
And we're drinking cold red wine. It's like being back in World War II Jewish areas.
Oh, fucking Jewish areas. Jesus Christ. Let's not go there straight away.
Well, I can't say like Poland or the other places because everywhere was full of Jews.
Well,
the Germans consolidated them.
So why did
Auschwitz.
the Jews have cold red wine? Was it just that cold in Poland?
Yeah, it was cold over there.
Tell you what you want. Speaking of Jewish people, tell you what I was watching this week on Netflix, actually. You've seen the Houdini TV show?
No. Oh, yeah, no, I did with Adrian Brody.
Yeah.
It was top, that.
Oh, mate, I've only watched the first episode so far.
That was amazing.
It's, like, so well done. Like, even, how long is it? It's quite long. It's like an hour and a half an episode.
Well,
so
yeah, it was a long episode. There's like 4 episodes.
I've only seen, there's only 2 on Netflix at the minute, but...
And it was like, it became like a spy for the Americans or something, didn't it? Because he broke into that embassy and got in the
German safe.
Yeah. Oh, it was a good program. Adrian Brody was good.
Can I just say that I'm feeling very much out of the loop here because I have not seen this thing whatsoever.
Adrian Brody is the guy from Darjeeling Limited. Is the brother who always wears the glasses.
Yeah, I know what he is.
But he was also in The Pianist. Have you seen The Pianist?
No.
And that's like...
No.
Pianist, that's a man who plays a piano, John, not a sexual
I don't know what a fucking
Well, anyway, The Pianist was set in pre-World War II Warsaw, all the way through the war, and he just survived in like attics and cellars and stuff. But
yeah, it's a guy with a massive nose, isn't it?
Yeah, he's top though. He's top. He's good in. I love Darjeeling Limited. It's top film.
Drink the cold wine, take it in.
We are drinking cold wine, and then the whole podcast goes quiet because everyone drinks at the same time.
Drink. It's like Bernard Black. Bernard Black, but he makes more noise. When we were doing the test last week, there was this like really 30 seconds of dead air.
Because I was on the
Because there was me and John, and he just started sending a text midway through this fucking thing. I was just like, okay, yeah, nice one. Just sit there sending a text while I'm sat here.
It wasn't really an audio test. It's not like we was actually going like properly, so it's...
Yeah, but we were still in the middle of a conversation.
Well, that's the best thing about radio. You couldn't be a news presenter going, and today in the news, and as you're texting but still talk.
Someone's just Snapchatting there.
Yeah.
1 second. They're, what's his name? Jon Snow or someone like that. Just there getting a Snapchat on air.
I think it could do if he's on radio. As long as you can multitask. But I can't multitask for shit, though.
Yeah, but radio is different because you have knobheads like Chris Miles who sat there.
I used to have Chris Miles.
They'd make a comment like just some sort of not even funny, just any comment you could think of, they would make, and they'd have 10 cronies behind them going, oh yes, that's so funny, and it's just a load of fucking...
I don't understand how Chris Miles got paid all this money, because on his show he'd just be like, producer John, executive Steve, waffle on about these 10 people in the room, and it's like, bet they're on like normal wage, 22 grand a year, and you're on millions for doing nothing but being so glad you can't get a job on television.
What's he done since he's left Radio 1?
What has he done?
I don't know, died, hopefully.
He probably has had a coronary. See how fat he was. Fuck me.
It was. The only fat person who had a voice for sound was Mr. T in The Farmers, and I like Mr. T, he was alright. He's there with his lack of sideburns, and you never really, well, you couldn't, obviously he was in the corner, but you never heard him, his voice came out the speakers with the same music since 1998. It was top. It was, honestly, it was like...
I have no idea what you're on about.
When we used to go to the Farmers Fit quiz.
And the world knows him. You might want to put a pre-sort of thing in for
right, the
Mr.
Farmers
T. Just to explain this, Mr. T, we used to go to a pub quiz in the, well, I was going to say in the 90s, but it's obviously not that early.
Oh, it started.
Early 2000s, let's
It didn't change. It never changed. It was
And
like the
there's this
Twilight
guy-
Zone.
He had...
The Farmer's Arms needs to change its name to the Twilight Zone pub.
It was fucked up because this guy did the quiz every week. It felt like a year, didn't it? Fucking hell. Every week on a Wednesday, and we'd go down and he had his the same haircut. It looked like a crash helmet. Someone had just put a crash helmet on his head. He had no sideburns, and he'd play the same music every week, and sort of I'm sure he even gave the same questions sometimes. And he was awful. And he's thankfully retired now. Sources tell me, Danny, apparently, and he's gone to Benidorm. My sources tell me he's gone to Benidorm to have his heart attack there rather than the NHS. So he was massively overweight and used to tell anyone who won any prize of monetary value that they needed to buy him a kebab. So
many an argument with Mr. T, because he used to just he'd come up with questions, silly questions that the common folk of Swinton. I'm never going to apologise for that comment. The common folk of Swinton wouldn't have a clue about it. He was like, Robin was Batman's sidekick. What was his real name? And I went, well, which one? There was 4. Was it Dick Grayson? Was it one of the others who I can't remember?
I love that he tried being clever then, but then totally fucked yourself over.
No, Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Carrie... What was Carrie's name?
The girl one?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Was Damian Wayne ever a Robin? Or was he
was just a cum.
So yeah, my knowledge...
It was Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, and Carrie...
Can't remember surname.
Carrie is someone from Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah. I didn't actually mind her as Robin, to be fair.
Well, the thing is though, like all the other Robins, it was like, right, I'm going to train you. You're going to become a proper fighter, and you're going to become Robin. But she just turned along with a slingshot and a pair of goggles on, and he was like, yeah, fuck it, I need a Robin.
Yeah.
Didn't train her.
Well,
didn't know how to do fuck all.
He would nearly.
Are we allowed to swear on this podcast because we've done it?
Yeah, of course.
All right, we've done it.
I'm not going for him beep us all out. Jesus Christ. It'd be constant beep.
Be a beeping
Fucking Morse code.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. Who is the shittest? Who was the shittest Robin?
Squire.
It's
simple as that. I know it's not a proper true Robin.
Well, no,
he is because he gets mentioned in other stuff. Knight and Squire get mentioned in what did I read recently? And these sort of, I read a graphic novel recently. I can't remember which one it is, but they randomly sort of mention that as a little in one line of one sentence of da 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 da. But still, he's obviously still a Robin. But yeah, I agree. Knight and Squire is beyond awful. And the thing is, it's not even the characters.
It's the writing.
It's the awful. It's an American writing English slang, and it's just like, oh, right there, governor. Oh, yeah, cobblers. Blah blah blah. Every single Englishism, I suppose, that you could put in a sentence has been put in a sentence.
The thing is with that book, though, the concept of it is kind of cool. Where it's all superheroes, villains meet up in a local pub for a piss up.
Well, the pub's magic, so they can't touch each other. How good's that? I think that's hilarious.
The concept of that's like amazing. Like they're all going out for a fucking.
This pub's magic, so you can all come here, but you can't do anything. So you can all come and just get fucking absolutely pissed. American people who may be listening. I know there's no American people listening. That means drunk, by the way. We're English. Give us a bit of
I don't know what pissed or drunk means. You can only have like one kind of Bud Light and then they're on the floor.
What did you...
Not drinking a fine Rioja like the civilised folk.
I know, like, you're probably not going to be too asked about this, but what do you think about the Clarkson thing, though? Like...
He doesn't even know about Clarkson.
Well, of course I know what's going on.
You know about it, like...
Yeah, but it's like every day it's something new, and I'm kind of thinking... The way I see it is, like, I listen to Radio 2 on the way to work. I like Radio 2.
BBC Radio 2!
Yeah, it's Chris Evans in the morning. Like, Chris Evans says things like, and today, Mr. Our boss, the boss of the BBC, he was like, what we need to do is we need to get Clarkson in the room, get the police in the room, find out what happened, and then we'll just move on. Isn't that a lovely thing to do? And he was like deadly serious, saying, oh, what? It's like the BBC have done this for their own PR. Personally,
they're not going to sack him.
To be honest,
they can't. They can't really sack him. He owns 50% of it.
That's
him and his producer own 50% of it, so he owns 25% of it. So they can't really sack him without buying him out.
Well, did you see the little video of they knocked on James May's door? James May opened the door.
His comment he's a bit of a knob.
Yeah, he's a bit of a knob, but I quite like him. And then the follow-up question was, well, do you know what happened on the night? And he went, well, to be honest, I was blind drunk, so no. And then he went,
No
and after
further
that,
comment.
I think that's as much as I'm going to say, or no
comment.
And no
And
comment.
shut the
And
door.
then just shut his door. I was just like, do you know what? I admire his honesty, because you can imagine them all just being in a pub, bladdered.
Why?
But then that family have come out and said like they was in the bar where it supposedly happened, and like he'd asked for like a picture and stuff like that, and Clarkson's response was, "No, not after the day I've had." So I know he's probably had a pretty shitty day filming, but there's no. If he has lashed out and hit him, I know we
The
don't
thing
know.
is, the thing that pisses me off is, I'm not on Clarkson's side and I'm not on the BBC side, but you get these people going, UKIP aren't right for doing this, that, and the other. Clarkson ain't right. Oh, they're both the same. UKIP and Clarkson. And it's like, just fuck off. The guy's obviously employed by the BBC. He does a job that they pay him for.
But the thing,
It's obvious something's gone on where there's been a bit of a fucking fisticuffs or some bullshit.
Yeah.
It's probably something to do about nothing. The fact that it's been blown up into some absolute set of bollocks.
Well, this is my point. Clarkson hasn't gone out and just hit some random member of the public.
because
He's
they've all
gone
been
out and
fucking
punched.
pissed. Of
No,
course
he's gone
they
out and punched a producer of the show.
But you guarantee they were both drunk and in a bar.
They
which
probably were, but I'm just saying, if I was a spin doctor at the BBC, I'd be like, are you two alright now? Yeah, right, well, I'm not going to be funny, but we're going to drag this into a week-long news story to get more publicity for the BBC, more publicity for your bloody show, because at the end of the day, they're going, we've cancelled the last 3 shows, and all of a sudden they go, we're going to bring Top Gear back. Everyone's going to go, boom, we're going to watch Top Gear. They're not daft.
but
Oh, of course they're not.
it's kind of like the thing.
But I
that-
agree with you. I think they're just a little weird pissed. And the next day, they probably went, "Oh, listen, mate, sorry about last night." Blah blah blah.
Yeah, but the thing is, people
You've
comparing
seen-
Clarkson to
you've
fucking
seen,
Hitler and stuff like that, and it's just like,
Have you got a moustache?
It's like,
have you seen the video of Clarkson where they're outside his house, and basically as he walks out, he just goes, "Oh, any comment, Clarkson?" And he goes, his comment is, "I'm just off to the job centre."
I'm to the job centre.
But it's kind of like what happened with Frankie Boyle with Channel 4 and BBC. But I was watching a Comedy Roadshow the other day, and they brought Frankie Boyle back. And as he walks out, his first comment is, "Yes, I'm just as surprised as you are that I'm back."
But isn't that the same thing as Ricky Gervais, when it's like, Ricky Gervais was so offensive, we're actually going to have him back for a second year?
The Golden Globes.
Yeah.
Globes, yeah, it was
Golden
funny,
Globes.
wasn't it?
The thing is that Golden Globes was really funny because you watched the original Golden Globes that he did from 2011, something like that. And
Yeah,
I
Hollywood Foreign
personally-
Press, we're not having you back. You are though, aren't you? So
but if you watch it, it's obviously I've got a beer, having a laugh, had a think, and made a fun of a few people in Ricky Gervais's way. But I don't think he was actually that bad. If you were thinking
For some
in comparison, Julian Clary at the fucking the British Comedy Awards, whatever it was, when he was going on about fisting Norman Lamont back in the 90s, it was nothing in comparison to that. But then the second year they brought him back, but there was this big fucking to do about it. So the second year, I think he went, right, fuck yeah, I'm really going to piss people off now. And there was that comment about Crystal whatever sucking off what's his name, who owns Playboy.
You have
you have
Hugh Hefner, and he made that face, and he was like, "A tip for you, just don't look at it, just don't look at it." And it pans over to the audience, and there's like Robert De Niro, fucking shitting himself, laughing, along with various other people, and then he just destroyed other people during the course of that thing, like Robert Downey Jr. and Tim, what's he called now? I can't remember his name. Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
They introduced Tom Hanks and Tim Allen, is it?
Tim Allen, yeah.
Tim Allen. But it was funnier the second year just because people jumped on his bandwagon, and I don't actually like Ricky Gervais that much in The Office and stuff.
Even his stand-up's not great though. Even his films are atrocious. He's in there. Stardust is like the what is he, like a shopkeeper or something like that?
I don't know.
And he's just forcing, trying too hard to be funny. Knowing all of his film, like he's just. And what is it, the invention of lying as well?
Yeah,
It's
it's
an awful
awful,
film.
isn't it?
It's-
I mean, the funniest thing for me, it came out earlier as just a podcast, which was actually pretty good. Listen to podcast, people; they're good. But then it came out later as the Ricky Gervais show, and it was an animated show. still set as a podcast as an animation though.
Yeah, but with two other people, it's like going back to Chris
but they were all
Moyles.
there. But it was him. Originally, it was him, Carl Pilkington, and shit, what's his name? The lanky dude with the specs.
No.
Who wrote The Office with him.
Shit, what's his name?
And I don't know. Those three sat around the table talking like
Well, that's
this.
the point.
But Carl Pilkington comes out with them absolute most utter bollocks. And how he got... I mean, he's obviously not an idiot. Because he was a producer in some radio show prior to them actually knowing him. So he's obviously not that much of a no. But
Well, I mean, my two things about that. One with, just like so Chris Moyles, and it's like, well, it's the Ricky Gervais show. It's not, because it's not you on your own with every now and then a guest. It's you and these two guys all the time, so it's not the Ricky Gervais show. And it wouldn't be funny if them two weren't there. And then going back to Carl Pilkington, yeah, but that's the world we live in. That's why people laugh at programs like Benidorm. And don't get me wrong, I laugh at Benidorm because it just reminds me of bloody parents. Because it's these Brits abroad. It's like, we're going to go to the other side of the world, but I want to fry up, and I want bitter, and I want all the other English things that come with it. Fucking Tetley's tea.
But I wouldn't say Benidorm's the other side of the world. But
yeah, well,
Japan is more like...
Carl Pilkington comes out with this shit, and you can tell originally
The thing is, though,
that it was quite genuine and thing, and now they just bang him into these circumstances, and you can tell he's sort of... Yeah, he still has those opinions where he's just like an absolute...
That programme
weapon
was
from
entirely about, let's send this guy to fucking India. Oh, I'm not eating that. And everyone's at home going, oh, that's funny, because I wouldn't eat that either. It's like, well, you uneducated, uncultured cunt.
I'd rather send that.
Stay in England.
He'd probably eat.
Go to the fucking pubs in Swinton and Salford and eat chippy for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Leave the rest of us to travel.
Or go to Spain and go, oh, have you got an English breakfast? Oh, don't eat that rubbish. Oh, what's that? Paella? Don't eat that rubbish.
Tell you what I absolutely loved when I went to Prague, their sort of continental breakfast. It was just like the sausage, bit of ham, and it's like fucking...
John likes a bit of sausage, he loves that. He goes abroad for some Spanish sausage. That's how he rolls.
It's spicy sausage, sleeps.
But they're like a cold breakfast instead of like a full English. You know what I mean? So it's like
no, they're horrible. When we went to France, we stayed in this little house.
That's right. Yeah.
No, but we went to France. We stayed in this house
like
with Bean. It was Bean's house.
That's alright. It's not bad, is it?
I nearly died because I.
You had cock a van.
I had cock a van.
My cock a van.
I had cock a van. The story that goes along with the cock a van is we went out. We were in this little house in Spain. I nearly said then France.
Francais.
Near Brest.
We're in.
Near Brest.
What was it called? Scala.
No, it was no. I don't know what the little town was called, but it was near Brest.
What was it called?
But we're in this little house.
Vans.
It was owned by Bean's mum and dad, and we were there. There was me, Matt, Dan, Bean, and there was 3 bedrooms. So there was me in the biggest bedroom. I claimed it first. Matt jumped in his other bedroom, and Dan and Bean feeling him up in the night, as you do. So we were there in this house, and we were there for I think 4 days. And I think over those 4 days, we drank somewhere like 30-something bottles of red wine. Not even exaggerating either, because we just went to this shop and filled a basket of red wine. And Bean went, you've got this whatever of red wine. And Dan went, oh yeah, fucking hell, we've only got one, haven't we? I just went, boom, put this other thing in. It was like a big box of red wine. I was like, fucking hell. But the night in question was, went out into this little village. And we'd been there all day drinking as well. We'd come back, was drinking in this village, and Matt was absolutely steaming. Dan was even worse, and Bean was pissed. I was drunk as well, to be fair, but he couldn't walk, so I was carrying him on my shoulder. Matt, for some reason, had been given the torch, and Bean was carrying him. So we're walking down this little country lane, and I'd say it's 1.5 miles to this house that we were staying at from the town. Pitch black, because you're not in the middle of the city. It's like in the middle of nowhere, arse end of France, with no street lights. So Matt had this torch flashing it about.
What's he doing for the audio listeners, Pete?
For the audio listeners, my hand is now moving from left to right in a circular motion. So anyway, walking up this street, Dan is, let's say inebriated is a nice word.
What, then or now?
No, well, both. More so then. I'm carrying him on my shoulder, and as we say, we're halfway there in this pitch black fucking road, and you just say, "Oh!" and Bean's disappeared, Matt has disappeared, and this torchlight is just shining in the air.
It was like Lost. It was when the hatch opened in Lost.
And Matt had fell in a ditch by the side of the road, and Bean was just running around getting very frantic, and Dan started mumbling some shit, and then Bean decided to run off and start giving me a load of bollocks about I'm sick of you lot and all this shit. So I ended up getting home. Anyway, we got home. Bam. Cock a van. She went, "Oh, got a cock a van. I've cooked it for you specially. Put these dickheads in bed." And I was like, "Right, I'm scanning this cock a van." She went, "Oh, you can't eat their portions." I was like, "Are you taking the piss? What are they gonna be eating tomorrow morning? Cock a van for breakfast?" Won't let me eat it. He stumbles down naked from the stairs. Comes down naked down these stairs. It was a nice spiral staircase. It looked very elegant until Dan came down it. Stumbling down. Someone was walking. He was just like, "Where's his fucking curry then?" And I was just like, "What are you doing?" And he stumbled down the stairs, like didn't even know anyone was in the room. Just shouted, "Where's his fucking curry then?" And then just went boom and just face planted. But not just on the floor, on a wall. So he was half on the wall and half on the floor. I thought he was going to die. Anyway, we put him back in bed. Everyone's cock a van, and the next day came and we drank more red wine. But then I nearly died because I only ate ham, cheese, and bread for like a week.
Fucking talking of cooking last night, I made JD soaked ham. So I was like, "Oh man, I'll just like cook like the rest of like the JD and like soy sauce, make like a bit of a barbecue sort of like a syrup sort of thing once you cook it, loads of brown sugar in it." Totally forgot that JD's flammable and nearly lost an eyebrow. So all my eyelashes half the length of what they should be, and nearly set fire to the kitchen last night. And it was like,
so it seems to be a week for accidents because I electrocuted myself on the hedge trimmer this week. What happened was, plugged the hedge trimmer into the hedge out the front and went, and didn't even notice that the fucking wire was in the fucking hedge trimmer. And, and I was just like, bastard. So I came back in, stripped the wire off and all this shit, and like, we've got a little thingy box to put it into, like the
it's Conti block where it's been repaired.
Yeah, because we've chopped it before, so we've got two on it actually. It's been chopped in half 3 times prior to this one that I've done. So
you want it as well?
No, it wasn't me. I chopped it in half last summer. Yeah. So anyway, I went to put it back in, and I forgot I'd not unplugged it from the fucking wall. So I was there. I did the one from the hedge cut. Got the wires out. I was like, oh yeah, like blue, brown, ready to go in. And I thought, right, I'll have to just like sort these ones out. So I took the finger off and just went, put the knife on the and I was like, oh! And I was just like, fucking hell, I thought I was going to have an heart attack. I had to like sort of sit down. I was like, Jesus Christ, I got a 5. What's the voltage on our mains here?
240, is it?
I don't know.
It's about 240 now.
We have a higher voltage in the States, don't we? Because the States have like the most ridiculously low voltage ever. It won't even power a hamster wheel enough.
I'm talking that when we was in work, I was fitting lights. I was just screwing lights into the wall, but we had them like jumped across, so we had like 5 lights jumped in like a connection box, and I was drilling the connection box into the wall. And as I passed the wire down, I just told my mate to grab that and just pull it out from behind the wall so I could plug it in. He plugged it in and didn't tell me. So obviously I've got like the connection boxes open and drilling into them while like obviously live wires going through it. And luckily I didn't get a shock or anything, but looked down and was just like, dude, why have you plugged that in? Whilst I'm like holding the drill and box up against the wall, like, mate, just unplug that while the box is open for me. It was like they got off and was just like, mate, you're a fucking moron, you. Why did you plug that in? It's just common sense. Clearly, just don't plug it in. It's like, I thought it was switched off.
That's the problem with the world. Most people lack common sense.
It's fucking Darwin Award, mate. They just need to be dealt out to people. I reckon we should be able to like just register Yeah, there's a flame.
Yeah, it's a candle. Who put a candle on the table? Fucking candle. Shit.
Yeah, that was hard to
Hey,
miss.
mate, I've given
The three little candle. Who's put? Why we're doing a podcast?
I was
On
giving
a-
you
on
John
a
wants
table.
to see more or less.
There's a laptop, 3 glasses of alcoholic beverages, a little thing, and 3 candles for some reason. I didn't even
A
know.
little thing?
Now I'm just like a little thing. John's penis might be on the table as well.
I was when I go on Twitter, I look for there's a guy on Twitter called eBay Gumtree. So it's twitter.com/eBay Gumtree, and he's funny. He has all these things, and one of them the other day was all these like Facebook messages, and one of them was this girl, and she posted a picture of a newborn baby, and it was. Can I say half caste? I've said it.
Yeah,
That's
half
over it.
caste, yeah.
Mixed race, I
It was
think.
mixed. It was mixed race.
Mixed
it was
race
half
is the
caste. It was
PC
mixed
term.
race. Anyway, this girl puts this message on Facebook. This is my new baby, and the message next to it goes, "Can't believe my husband cheated on me with a black woman."
Well,
Sorry, we're looking for the bottle of wine.
yeah, sorry.
That's more important than my story. No wonder you don't ever hear me on this fucking podcast because no one listens to it anyway. So fuck you.
No.
I got the bottle of wine. The bottle of wine's over there.
No, that's a full bottle of wine. That's not
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Got
what
the
I'm
rest.
in front of the other
All
one.
right, we drank
That's
it.
what I'm saying. Where's the other
Oh,
one?
right, shit, yeah, that's the one. then.
So you.
Don't matter. Don't matter.
Ladies and gentlemen, alcohol is the priority in any situation.
Yeah, even though it's
Just while we're on a little break, I have a little would you rather quiz.
Go on then.
Would you rather? This is apparently, for people in the 20s.
Well, that's me out of the question.
So, no, during your 20s, sorry. So, I mean,
I think I remember that.
So you can be in your 30s, like me and Dan.
I didn't lose my virginity till 31,
Or,
so...
to be fair, some of these questions John won't actually know about because he's not old enough.
Probably
So
not.
What are you, like 20?
Seems older.
What are you?
23.
23,
24.
20, going on 24.
10 years
Fucking
younger
hell.
than me.
For the half a person that might be listening to this, who's probably me and Dan or John.
For the four listening.
I'm 31 for another month and a half, and Dan's 30.
34 this year.
34 this year, so he's 33. But anyway, would you rather? Some of these are really shit, and some of them actually sort of make sense to me from my 20s. So let's see what you have to say about. Would you rather have the hangover recovery ability of your early 20s, or have the furnace-like metabolism of those years?
My hangover ability has been the same since I was 18. Shit.
Do you know what? When I was that young, I had the best hangover ability ever. I could go in work after a massive session and I'd be horrible, I'd be ill. But if I did that now, I'd literally be on the floor in a coma. I wouldn't be functional.
Even now, I'm still only 23. From when I was turned 18, my hangovers have got. Well, it probably doesn't help that I've started drinking more red wine, which is not the best for giving you hangovers. But
Well, I think, to be honest, as I've got older, I've started drinking more things like red wine and things. But
hangovers
when I used to
do
go on
get worse.
a mad one, it's the same as now. When I was 18, I went on a mad one. I'd wake up next morning and feel like shit. I'd need full sugared Coke and a kebab, or something hot and spicy. And now I just wake up and I need full sugared Coke and a kebab.
The thing is, though, I'm not
Never
even
ever had a
surprised.
hangover.
Not even surprised at your answer because I know you'd be like, "Oh, I've had a cracker bread today. Oh, my metabolism can't do it these days." So I know for a fact you take the metabolism one. I take the hangover one all day.
I'll take the hangover
Without
one.
any shadow of a doubt. You should technically be hit in the hangover-free stage these days.
Yeah, but still, I'd still rather pick the hangover. My metabolism's going to be pretty good anyway.
I love that you're preempting the hangover
Yeah.
stage, mate. Oh, it's rank. Don't
don't
worry
even
about
worry.
it.
I've
Get
seen
to
you
your
in the
30s
morning.
and you're fucking levered. Anyway, next one. What would you rather? Travel the world for a year after college, or university for people in England?
Oh,
Well, anyone who... Well, I was going to say anyone who's only been at college is a fucking idiot. But I only went to college. Anyway, or have a guaranteed kick-ass job the second you graduate. I know, there's only one answer to that.
Well, right. Having... I
I don't think there is only one answer, though, is it?
Me personally, being gone through uni, I don't know if you've been through uni.
Yeah.
I would probably say travel the world. Like, the debt I'm in now, and what I'm still working at fucking in retail, it's...
Well, there's the thing, like, Pete started this conversation about, like, this is what you were doing in your 20s, and now it's like what we know now, and it's like, yeah, I finished uni, and I finished uni early. I walked into my bloody professor's office and I went, how goes my dissertation? I went, pretty good. I went, right, I'm leaving. Never went to my graduation or anything, and buggered off to America. And
didn't you take your own graduation pictures?
Oh yeah, later. My mum made
Yeah, his mum made his graduation picture for
We did.
him.
She had a fucking photographer to come to the house and give me a cap and gown and everything. That photo is not in a lawn somewhere. It's in the fucking dining room. Not even lying.
Yeah, I love going to Dan's house because his childhood pictures, for some reason, he always has his head in one way, and he has one big ear.
What's perspective?
It's not. The thing is, he doesn't seemingly have one. But
Exactly, with a perspective.
But it was weird. Every picture, it seemed like he had this one ear. It just made me laugh.
That's what the first movie bought.
Childhood photos, like the childhood photo of my brother, young Andrew Heseltine. For those we've given his full name out now.
Andrew Heseltine. 71
Sunningdale Drive.
That's a bit
I'll have to bleep all this out.
Oh, yeah, loads of gangsters after him.
Do you want his... I know his national insurance number. Anyway,
this is all
there was a picture. It hung in my mum's front room for years. This picture of our Andy, and the whole picture was just our Andy's head. And I went, and I said to my mum, I used to say, I went, put our Andy's head in front of that now, it's the same size. When our kid was born with the same size head as he has now. I went, his body was always a baby's body, but he just had this weird head that he grew into. And I guarantee, our Andy's head, he used to look weird when he was a kid, because he was like cross-eyed and shit as well.
I
It's a
forgot
weird
about being a
looking
bit
fucking
cross-eyed,
baby, our Andy. Yeah, no, I know.
Burn.
Burnt myself on the candle again.
There you go. I was just trying to make it smell a bit nicer. Seems like you said it stinks.
Anyone who wants to contact my brother, Andrew Heseltine.
Anyway, back to the subject of that. Being now and being in your 20s. John, why are you giving us carbon monoxide poisoning now? We're nearly the end of the show. Come on.
We're not. We've got another half an hour left.
How long have we got for?
An hour.
An hour.
One
That's
whole
long.
hour.
Well,
That's long for a podcast.
we can sign off now and start a new podcast.
I think it's.
I think we should limit it to
editing.
half an hour. I think half an hour is a good time.
Yeah, but an hour's an even better.
An
That's
hour.
we can edit it down then.
No, the thing
No,
is,
we
though,
don't
like,
want to edit
we don't
it
edit it down because
I think half an hour podcast would be good.
Oh, we on?
just gone half an hour.
Just go half an hour.
We'll go for an hour then, just for a test.
We can just do the hour test.
Right.
I like an hour.
Well, there we go. There's the first half an hour test.
Or we could meet halfway.
Pause it because I need to piss.